What's up, y'all? It's Poppin' It's D, about to react to this TroyceTv vid. It's titled Unpopular Opinions I Deleted and Don't Want to Share. Oop. I've reacted to a couple of his unpopular opinion videos, and they're pretty entertaining. I like hearing, his point of views about different things. Sometimes they wild. So let's see what he has to say in this video. Let's watch.
Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi my loves, it's Destin Troyce and you're watching TroyceTv. So in today's video I decided to get on here and do another unpopular opinions because you guys know I have the best unpopular opinions on YouTube. Everybody just says regular ass, corny, generic shit like tater tots are better than french fries or Checkers will never be better than Burger King. Like, shut the f up. Like, people are so corny and so lame. And I feel like a lot of people just say basic, generic stuff because they're scared of being dragged. But I don't give a damn. Period. It is what it is. My unpopular opinions are my unpopular opinions. These are not facts. These are just my opinion that a lot of people really agree with but are too scared to say out loud. So, here we go. Nicki Minaj's album was kind of corny and it was mid. And I say this because I feel as though that Nicki Minaj's fans will not be upfront and admit this, but they know it's true. Nicki Minaj's album could have been a lot better. There were over 20 songs, and I feel like a lot of the album was just...
I listened to 3 songs. And I still have been waiting for the supposed Roman song that she never dropped. The supposed Rihanna song that she never dropped. But everybody fuck the club up and beep. That's all. That's all I can do. I tried to go back and listen to the song with Drake. I tried to go back and listen to a few others, and it's like, no. Those are the only 3 that I can tolerate.
An archive of a whole bunch of old songs she never got to release. I do feel like there are 4 really strong songs, but I feel as though that those could have just been singles. I feel like if she delayed an album 3 times, there could have been something monumental on there. I feel like the song sounded kind of sloppy, and most of it just sounded rushed. I just don't think that the album is going to be memorable, and that's no disrespect to her. That's just saying that the album sucked. I don't think Kevin Hart is going to win his lawsuit against Tasha K. If y'all haven't heard, basically Kevin Hart is planning to sue Tasha K and her entire brand because if you guys didn't know, Tasha K decided to interview Kevin Hart's former assistant, and she made a lot of insane accusations stating that Kevin Hart had a gambling issue, that he's a cheater, he's a liar, and he's a shitty person, and much more. Now, as we all know, Tasha K has had a horrible rocky past with Cardi B because Cardi B famously sued Tasha K for $3 million and famously won, rightfully so. But I don't think Kevin Hart is going to necessarily win, only because he's trying to sue Tasha K for extortion because come to find out, Tasha K's team reached out to Kevin Hart's team and said that they wouldn't release the interview as long as they get $250,000.
Nobody over there at Heartbeat is paying my salary, okay? And hers either. Nope. And when you don't pay, we have to get money by any means necessary.
That is the moment that Kevin Hart and his attorneys refer to as particularly damning and say leaves no ambiguity that criminal extortion was Tasha K's intent. Tasha K interviewed Kevin's former assistant, Misha Shakes, and before the interview was released, Kevin claims that he was contacted by someone on Tasha K's team, and they requested that he pay $250,000 to prevent the interview from being published. Kevin filed the lawsuit yesterday in Los Angeles against his former assistant and Tasha K, and it lists several actions. 1, civil extortion. 2, breach of contract. 3, intentional interference with contractual relations. 4, invasion of privacy, public disclosure of private facts. And 5, defamation. Attorneys sent a cease and desist to Tasha K. Kevin's attorneys claim that even after the cease and desist was sent, Tasha K still decided to release the interview, charging a $12 monthly subscription to view it. Here's an interesting part that was included in this lawsuit. So Misha, the ex-assistant, signed a confidentiality agreement when she worked for Kevin. She also signed a mutual release, an NDA, when they parted ways on October 22nd, 2020. According to this release and NDA, Misha's health insurance was paid for 36 months after she parted ways. She was also paid $30,000 for the next 3 years, so a total of $90,000. Obviously, Kevin and his attorneys believe that Misha violated this NDA when she did this interview with Tasha K, so they're requesting the $90,000 back, including any other damages.
Kevin Hart's team said, nah, we good. And basically right after that, Tasha K posted a teaser and then posted it onto her personal website where people can subscribe to watch it. Now, obviously, Tasha K was definitely not here for the bullshit, and she decided to just post the interview anyways on her YouTube channel, and Kevin Hart is now going to be pressing legal action against not only Tasha K, but also his assistant, because his assistant was on an NDA, and he felt that Tasha K is trying to extort him. When in reality, I don't know if this would be a situation of extortion, because all Tasha K really did say was, I won't post it as long as I get some money, but she did say some crazy things. And to be honest with you, because Tasha K doesn't necessarily have any proof that any of the stuff is real or if any stuff is lies, I don't know if Kevin Hart will get anything. Because for one, there's no defamatory statements being said on her part. If anything, the assistant is telling her side of the story, and there's no crime in telling your side of the story, your perspective. It's just he say, she say. She's just telling her side of the story and how she perceives Kevin Hart, and a lot of it might just be her opinion. And she may get in trouble because apparently she's on an NDA, but I don't think Tasha K is going to get sued and successfully lose and successfully, give Kevin Hart any money. I just don't see it. But I do think Tasha K is an idiot, and I do think she's putting a bigger target on her back, and this isn't going to look good for her in the long run. Adam22 and Lena the Plug are trolling the public with these constant sex scenes that they're doing with these male entertainers. Now, let me just say that everybody hasn't pretty much been on Adam22's ass, who we all know as a popular hip-hop media blogger. And long story short, Adam22 and Lena the Plug have been making OnlyFans content for the past 7 years. Lena the Plug is basically a porn star. Yes, the man's wife is a porn star, and she makes a lot of explicit content, and she's typically filmed content with women. This is normal. She always does OnlyFans content with other creators. She just usually does it with women. However, she's been experimenting with doing with black men, and unfortunately, Adam22 and Lena have been exploiting black men who are okay with being exploited for social media gains. Adam22 even went on Twitter giving his thoughts about the backlash he was receiving for letting his wife on OnlyFans do a scene with a large black man named Jason Love. He even went as far as saying how this is benefiting his and her pockets, and how this is doing well for our, quote-unquote, our business, and that her vagina is back to its normal form pre-BBC. So clearly Adam22 is fucking disgusting, and clearly his wife and him are laughing all the way to the bank.
D&D.
It was great.
Had a blast. Way more fun than expected. Holy shit.
Ooh, I can say the same about you.
Bigo, the live streaming platform, is ghetto as fuck, and it's a waste of a social media platform.
Ghetto! I reacted to a video and put it on my Patreon. Waste of my damn time. I think I did a couple. Waste of my time. The most ghetto platform ever. All they do on there is argue. It's like several people in little boxes trying to read each other, and it's like, what is the purpose of this ghetto ass platform? Go do something.
Jonathan Majors is under attack. I don't give a fuck if people drag me for this. Jonathan Majors, who we all know for being in Ant-Man and Creed 3 and in being in Marvel and in being the last man in San Francisco, a lot of us love his work, is under attack.
But why?
Let me tell y'all why.
Please.
So recently, it's pretty much made headlines that Jonathan Majors is a domestic abuser. Now, Jonathan Majors dated a very popular British backup dancer. I believe her name is Grace Jabari. Grace Jabari is known for being an alcoholic, a party girl, and Jonathan Majors dated her ass. He dated her for about 2 years, and unfortunately, she has been toxic for a long time. Her mental health has pretty much been in shambles because she has her own internal issues, and her and Jonathan Majors were very psychologically and apparently very verbally abusive towards each other. Now, according to Grace, he was physically abusive, he was toxic, he was horrible, he talked down to her, and much more. And she even sent a lot of recordings to the media that don't really make any sense of Jonathan Majors talking down on her.
The woman that supports me, that I support, that needs to be
I don't need to hear this again.
Girlfriend of 2 years for basically being a drunk, acting irrational, and not being the woman that represents him well. And of course, this was given to the media, obviously by Grace's team. And unfortunately, she seems like a victim because she's just so nonchalantly saying sorry over and over. But of course,
that white man, not
recording the audio secretly is obviously going to make himself out to be the victim. But unfortunately, this whole domestic case gets worse.
A jury convicting actor Jonathan Majors of assaulting his former girlfriend Marvel, and Disney quick to act, dropping him from all upcoming projects.
Fox 6's Teresa Briola joins us live in the newsroom with a look at how his case played out and what comes next, Teresa.
Yeah, Natasha and Steve, a few short months ago, Jonathan Majors was Hollywood's it boy, one of the industry's fastest rising stars. Now he's been convicted of assaulting his ex-girlfriend and, as you mentioned, dropped by both Marvel and Disney. The entertainment experts I spoke with say Hollywood will forgive a lot.
I'm tired of this story.
Into a floor of mischief and guilt.
And the reason why he was found guilty is because his ex-girlfriend, Grace, basically was going through his phone. He was upset while they were in the back of a...
Jabari walked into the house.
I don't know if I agree he's
Grace
under
got drunk as
attack.
fuck. Jonathan Majors' ex-girlfriend got drunk as hell the following day. She got lit and locked herself in the apartment. And of course, ironic because she locked her, he was dropped by Marvel. She has a broken, of course, there's footage of him putting her ass inside the car because she was acting irrational and trying to embarrass herself in public. So, evidently enough, Jonathan Majors was getting a lot of heat. He was dropped by his publicists, his managers. Disney doesn't want to work with him no more, and Marvel does not want to work with him anymore. And this all seems like some PR public attack, almost as if all of this seems legit, but somebody in a dark force behind all of this wants to make sure that they amplify this and make it worse. And the media is half-ass reporting all the details, ironically enough. The media is even making crazy, clickbaity headline titles to try to stir some type of controversy and make him look like some type of evil domestic abuser, as if he's Chris Brown or some shit, or as if he's like fucking, I don't fucking know, like some type of evil demonic man that just wants to beat on women. Now, this body cam footage did come out and it was released to the public, but ironically enough, when it was given to the public, it was muted. Same thing with the version that was given in court. The actual court version was muted, almost as if they lost the sound because they didn't want us to hear something, ironically enough. This to me sounds like an episode of Law & Order, and this all sounds like politics, if you ask me. I'll be honest, even though he should not be physically twisting somebody's arm and allegedly striking someone in the face, Jonathan Majors has denied most of these allegations other than what we saw in the video. He made it clear that the girl's crazy, he made it clear that the girl's irrational, he made it clear that the girl's a drunk, and he made it clear that this girl is pretty much trying to ruin his career and his life. Now, Jonathan Majors was not found guilty for abusing this girl, but he was found guilty for reckless assault, which makes no sense to me because they basically don't agree with the way he physically tried to get his belongings back.
If Kira's walking down the street and someone takes her purse, the law says you're allowed to use force to take your property back. The law doesn't say, well, your girlfriend's allowed to take your cell phone because she's allowed to check for infidelity. The law doesn't say, well, my wife's allowed, or I'm allowed to take my wife's property because I need to check it for this or that. No. To me, this broke down to Grace Jabari stealing property and Jonathan Majors using force. Now, the question is appropriate force to take back his property. But that seemed to be an argument that was missed completely in this trial. I'm not sure quite why. For the most part, they really focused on, can you believe that these injuries actually occurred in that vehicle when Grace Jabari then went off drinking with these new friends that she saw, that she supposedly bumped into a wall, supposedly bounced her head off in the DJ booth, was smoking with a cigarette. Was her finger really broken? Was her ear really scratched? That's where this case really focused.
Honestly, I don't want to get too carried away with this, but she lost me when she started chasing this man down the block in Manhattan. Why are you chasing him and then going around saying that he allegedly abused you? I just don't get it. And then this is the same person who said that she was in fear of her life. I just have a lot of questions. Letting your dog kiss you on the mouth is weird and unsanitary. Please get help immediately. Pets also should not be sleeping in your bed unless you enjoy sleeping on a dirty-ass floor with all that bacteria. If you're walking your dog constantly, why the hell is your dog sleeping in your bed and licking your face? You're dirty. If you're dirty, just say that. The term YT is ridiculous. It used to mean YouTube, but...
Right. Whenever I read like people saying this, my brain always says YouTube first, but when I look at the context of the sentence, I'm like, oh, they're talking about a white person. But I don't like this description for a white person, and it's kind of rude too, actually. Like y'all doing a fucking lot. All right.
Now it means white people because Black Twitter has turned it into an inside
like
joke,
whitey, like
white people away from the cookout in these conversations. So now instead of saying white when they talk about white people just put YT. That's really fucking lame. And I really wish we just like kept that saying and just kept it for
like calling him whitey. that's a lot. That's just like blackie. That it's too much. It's too much, and you don't have to do all that.
Dude, why do we have to disguise the term white into code words? I get it's just an inside joke, but it's ridiculous. Despite what a lot of people are saying now in this day and age and the way people are turning on Joe Biden in America, I still don't think Trump is going to win the election. His fan base is going hard for him and they're going to make sure they go out and vote. But I really don't think that Trump is going to win again. I feel like they have a whole smear campaign lined up, a whole list of controversy to come up, a whole bunch of police shootings are going to come out of nowhere, a whole bunch of resurfaced stuff that they're just waiting to release. And I don't think he's going to win again. Because when we thought he was going to win again, the pandemic happened. And we all know how he handled the pandemic and what manifested and how a lot of people blamed him for it. And how the bulk of winning the entire U.S. election was who was going to get people out of the pandemic. So I think they have a whole thing planned on how they're going to make sure that this motherfucker does not win again. And even though I don't give a fuck who wins and I'm not like big on politics, I don't give a fuck who wins. All these politicians are the same in my eyes. They're just the same tree on a different branch. They all just care about money. And realistically, the only elections that matter are your local elections. The presidential election just isn't really much, if we're being honest. And most people don't participate in their local elections, if we're being honest. Krishan Rock won't be famous in the next 2 years. She is a liability. And she likes to put her hands on powerful people and people with influence. Fighting is all fun and games until you fight the wrong person. I'm bringing Krishan up because, as we all know, rumors circulated of Krishan physically punching James Wright in the face. James Wright, the popular gospel singer who's well acquainted with the Braxton sisters and well acquainted with Patti LaBelle, was allegedly hit by Krishan over a disagreement that happened backstage after Tamar Braxton booked Krishan for a performance event that was supposed to feature her and many other entertainers. Now, I don't understand why she thought to book Krishan because Tamar does not have the same audience, but clearly Krishan was able to fill up an entire room. The allegations have not been confirmed nor denied, but best believe if she keeps this act up, she will not be around for long. Years ago, the famous reality TV...
That video that just surfaced of Tony, like, not even wanting to hold her hand when they was praying, child. Tony is shady for that. I'm like, girl. But then Tamar came on and was like, no, she got lupus. She don't want to just touch a stranger. She didn't even know Krishan. That was her first time seeing her. Da-da-da. So I guess, sure, I guess I can see both sides. But I just think that that video just looked real shady.
Starred Tanisha Thomas from the Bad Girls Club went on a very popular rant. Make a long story short, Tanisha basically said it's all fun and games to fight and be ratchet and to be entertained for television.
Sorry, y'all. My apologies.
But when you're going up against powerful heavy hitters and you try to pick a fight with somebody who's a powerful heavy hitter, you won't be around for long.
Rule number one, you cannot get into it with production, bitch. Nobody's going to hire you. Nobody's going to take a chance on you because you're a problem. If you're going to turn up on camera, that's one thing. If you're going to turn up with your bosses, they be like, bitch, bye. We don't want that. We don't want the headache. We want all that shit on camera. That's great. But you going to give us attitude and us fever, bitch? You are replaceable to the left, to the left. I promise you, the reason why you haven't seen a lot of people anymore in the industry is because of their funky ass attitude. A lot of these girls could have had a career going for themselves if they just had some manners. I'm trying to tell you, as buck as I get and as turned as I get, you better believe behind the scenes is yes sir, yes ma'am. What do you need me to do? Because I'm hired for a job. It is a job.
You won't last long being the source of the problem.
She looks so different. I remember her from her obese days, so I didn't recognize her for a minute. And then with the goggles, with the glasses on, they thick as hell, they look like goggles. I didn't recognize her, but I'm pretty sure that's Tanisha from Bad Girls Club.
You're trying to make it in the entertainment industry. Even though things have changed and she does have a very big following, she's a liability. It's a matter of time before people
get her anyway.
And putting her hands on people. She literally just recently allegedly put her hands on the James Wright guy and punched him in the fucking face. And she even punched some girl on the red carpet recently. And she's a liability. People are gonna laugh and think it's funny until they get affected and their money gets affected. Taraji P. Henson and Gabrielle Union have every right to address their struggles, and I don't think they deserve the little bit of backlash that they got for complaining about the lack of people paying in Hollywood. Yes, they may have more money than the average person, but just because people have a different level of problems, that doesn't mean that they still don't have problems. Now, if y'all didn't know, Gabrielle Union and Taraji...
I'm tired of these people, and this is why these celebrities, some of these celebrities and influencers, their first insult to these people who be hating online is to call them broke, because it's giving a poverty mindset. How you gonna tell this woman, oh, well, you doing better than most of us, so why you complaining? She is a popular actress. She should be getting paid what these other people are getting paid. What the fuck? How you comparing your Walmart salary to her and be like, well, be grateful because you making more than I make as a cashier? Do y'all hear how stupid y'all sound? That's stupid.
P. Henson recently came forward and they decided to address how horrible the pay is in Hollywood for a lot of black actresses, more specifically women, because they constantly have to struggle and build and build and build.
I'm off the figures.
People gave Taraji P. Henson a lot of shit because Taraji P. Henson owns a couple mansions and she's worth a couple $1 million. And even though she broke it down and made it clear that she still doesn't have that much money like people think she does, she's still pretty rich and she's still doing pretty well for herself compared to the average person. And a lot of people grilled her for it. On top of that, Gabrielle Union came forth and she put out this nice, cute little skit making it very clear that she's a black actress in Hollywood and she still doesn't get the respect that she deserves.
I'm a black actress in
Hollywood. I saw it.
It's just a thing.
Who is this? Are you the one complaining, sir?
The end. Because we can't retire. We don't make it.
They're telling you that, hey, I can't retire. Boo hoo, why they cry for me? When they have the option of literally making $1 million a year doing nothing, right? Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
But they want you to think they're poor, they're oppressed, they're a victim, they need to get paid.
Nothing? Showing up to work every day for months at a time, and they be having long, like 10, 12-hour days. That's nothing?
As much as the white man. She is consistently bringing in the dough as a female actress, and she is getting paid accordingly.
Now, Gabrielle Union is paid very generously, and so is Taraji. But they're very upset because they obviously can't obviously live up to the same
I'm not gonna
lifestyle
listen.
as their white counterparts.
I'm
All they want is equal pay.
I want to, though.
I mean, all they really want is to be treated fairly, right? So why don't they get treated fairly? I completely understand. I feel as though they have every right to complain. And for people who are saying they're being dramatic, I understand people's perspectives.
Y'all are
But
so
to be honest with you,
stupid.
I don't think they're being dramatic. I think they have
what
every
the
right to
fuck?
complain about not making as much. Because yeah, they may be richer than the average person, but they should still be paid fairly, especially for all the work they've put in. They put in 25 years. Gabrielle Union has been acting since the early 90s. She's put in work to not only be an actress, but also a producer who makes residuals off of the work that she's produced. And she's worked endless hours to get to where she is today, including Taraji. Let them fucking complain. They've been around for a while. Cardi B just needs to leave Offset. Every fucking year she has a problem, and some way, somehow, it makes it to the fucking internet.
Chilling, I could have been this and that. He knows I'm in my house.
I'm not watching this a fucking again. Why was y'all tongue kissing on the red carpet?
And I think they just need to co-parent peacefully. It's unfortunate how every year we're always hearing about Offset cheating, Cardi B being crazy, and it's always Cardi B bringing this shit to light because she doesn't know how to shut the fuck up about her marital problems on the internet. Everyone, and I mean everyone, should consider investing into a bidet. I got one recently, and the next time society turns into fucking idiots and it decides to overload on toilet paper, I'll be fine and squeaky clean over here, washing my ass with my bidet. The fact that everybody was blowing through toilet paper like that is fucking insane. It was asinine. I've never seen no shit like that, ever. The fact that looking at toilet paper and overload of paper to put in their ass is going to stop a pandemic is fucking insane to me. And this is why I got a bidet. So that next time we have another global shutdown, and probably a year and in the next 2 months, or probably in the middle of 2024 when we get hit with a bombshell that we didn't expect, I'll be fine. Now, this may ruffle some feathers, but I feel like a lot of y'all need to hear this, especially a lot of women who spend a lot of time watching these relationship gurus on the internet, like Leticia Padois, also known as Sprinkle Sprinkle.
I've been with him 4 years and we still ain't moved out or have a ring, and currently he has no job. Then you're a prisoner. You've been kidnapped by broke men. Honestly, I don't even know why you're still there.
How do you get out of a situationship? You're not. If it's a situationship, then you're not in anything. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to ask how to get out. It's not even a relationship, so you don't have anything. You can just ghost.
Who is known for being a YouTube relationship guru, commentator, comedian, and just an overall outspoken, ranting person on the internet who does live streams, giving advice to a lot of young women on how they can find their ideal man and how they should raise their standards. She's known for giving advice to women of all races,
you just talked about her, Troyce.
All over the world absolutely love her. Her videos are constantly going viral on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and people adore this lady. To the point people are saying her phrase, sprinkle, sprinkle, which basically means don't settle, ask what you want, and get what you can out of these people that you date.
Okay, I'm gonna stop right there, and if I do a part 2, I might skip that whole part. Let me know if y'all want to skip, because he did a whole video on her, so I don't know why he's talking about her again. Or maybe the video came out after he uploaded this video. Yeah, I think it did. But yes, let me know if y'all want to see a part 2. Speaking of part 2s, I just uploaded the part 2 of the most iconic moments of 2023 video on my second channel. So I'll be telling y'all to go subscribe over there. So a lot of y'all were telling me to react to the second part, and I did. It's on that channel, just FYI. But yes, I feel like these were not too unpopular of opinions, honestly, though. I agree with him on a lot of these points. But yeah, was still entertained by it. I like hearing his perspective. Y'all let me know what y'all think, though. Let me know what other videos you've been watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye!